So usually when you picture passport control, it's this highly bureaucratic and rigidly defined process. You wait in line, hand over your documents, and, well, the border agent stamps you through based on these ironclad rules.
Right. The state says you belong, and that's usually the end of the discussion.
Exactly. But step onto a soccer pitch, specifically the international stage, and suddenly that government-issued passport isn't quite the golden ticket you thought it was.
Hmm. Welcome to today's deep dive, where our mission is to unpack this really fascinating tension playing out on the world's biggest sporting stages.
Yeah, it's a fascinating collision. We're looking at documents today that detail this legal and athletic tug of war between FIFA regulations and national constitutions, mostly when it comes to naturalized players.
It is a true jurisdictional tug of war. Because, a state grants a nationality through a legal political bond, right?
Really?
Like classic birthright, idius soli, or bloodline, idius sanguinis.
Right, or through standard naturalization. But the tension we're exploring happens when states just kind of hit the fast forward button. Oh, like granting an express or simplified naturalization purely for sports reasons.
Exactly. They see a star athlete, they want to win a tournament,
Yeah.
so they bypass the usual civic process and just hand over a passport.
But wait, I have to push back here. If a country has the absolute sovereign right to hand out an express passport to a star athlete to help them win a tournament, why shouldn't they? I mean, it's their country, their rules.
Well, that exact point is why sports ethics had to step in. Leaving eligibility entirely up to sovereign states created this massive loophole.
Because a passport alone doesn't actually prove a real connection to the country.
Right, exactly. If a passport was the only requirement, you'd end up with countries handing out citizenship to star athletes just weeks before a major World Cup, even if that player had never, actually set foot in the country.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, the source material actually refers to this as national team tourism.
National team tourism. So essentially you had athletes shopping around for a country with an open roster spot and countries just shopping for ringers.
Pretty much. So to stop countries from exploiting this, FIFA had to step in and create their own strict criteria to ensure what they call a permanent relationship with the country.
So having the nationality is really just the baseline, right?
Right. To actually play, you must have lived in that country continuously for at least 5 years after turning 18. And you can never have played an official match for another national association.
That makes total sense. It's like saying it's not enough to just buy the deed to a house in a new neighborhood. You actually have to live there for 5 years before you're allowed to represent the local neighborhood watch.
That's a perfect analogy. The 5-year time frame is highly intentional. It forces the player to put down roots, learn the language, and really integrate into the domestic leagues rather than just flying in for a photo op with a new passport.
So how do these two massive, seemingly opposing forces actually work together? I mean, state law is handing out passports, and international sports law is blocking the entrance to the stadium.
Well, they don't actually cancel each other out. It's more of a complementary dance.
A complementary dance. How so?
So, to legally represent a country on the pitch, both conditions have to be met simultaneously. The state validates the political identity.
Which is the sovereign act of acquiring nationality.
Exactly. And then FIFA steps in to ensure a genuine sports link.
Hmm.
The state gives you the legal right to belong, but the sport demands that you physically live that belonging.
Right. So when you look at this whole ecosystem, you realize that representing a nation isn't just about a piece of paper. It's really this delicate balance of sovereign law and athletic ethics.
It really is. The rules of the game require time, physical presence, and a verifiable connection.
Which leaves you, the listener, with a final lingering question based on all this material. If a nation officially declares someone a citizen and gives them a valid passport, but an independent sports organization says they aren't connected enough to represent them, who truly holds the power to define what makes someone belong to a country?